Karlissa just went behind Chrisean Rock's back and secretly obtained a DNA sample from Junior. And according to sources close to the family, the results are about to expose the biggest lie Chrisean has been telling for years. We're talking about a woman who allegedly faked DNA tests, ignored a dying man's pleas to know if he was the father, and watched that man get mysteriously killed just days after he went public demanding proof. This isn't just baby mama drama, this is a cover-up that's about to unravel. Let's start from the beginning because this story has layers that most people don't know about. When Chrisean first announced she was pregnant, Blueface immediately said it wasn't his. He didn't hesitate, didn't waffle, just straight up denied it. And people thought he was being a typical deadbeat dad. But looking back at his tweets from that time, he was saying things that make a lot more sense now. He tweeted that Chrisean had been with 10 different men in the past year, and that until he saw a DNA test, he wasn't claiming that baby. Think about that for a second. Blueface has never been shy about his relationships or his kids. He claims his children with Jaden without question. So why would he be so adamant about denying Junior from day one, unless he genuinely believed the baby wasn't his? He even offered Chrisean $100,000 to get an abortion. That's not normal behavior for someone who wants a child with their partner. That's the behavior of someone who knows they're being trapped with another man's baby. Blueface tweeted at the time, addressing everyone who was calling him a deadbeat. He said Chrisean was trying to force a baby on him that wasn't his, that she still had time for an abortion, and that whoever the judge was on his child support case better make the price right because she was trying to trap him. Those are strong words. And at the time, people dismissed them as excuses. But now, they're starting to sound a lot like the truth. Then there's the Zeus Network DNA test. For those who don't remember, Blueface and Chrisean did a paternity test on camera for their reality show. The results came back saying Blueface was the father Chrisean celebrated, Blueface looked defeated, and everyone thought that settled it. Except it didn't, because according to multiple sources, including a man named Ronnie who later came forward, that test was completely staged for the show Ronnie claimed he was the real father of Junior. And before you dismiss him as some random guy trying to get clout, listen to what happened. Ronnie went public saying Chrisean got pregnant by him and then lied about it being Blueface's baby. He said he initially believed the Zeus Network test was real, but later found out it was fabricated for entertainment purposes. He begged Chrisean for a real DNA test, not one done for cameras, but a legitimate test that would give him answers. Chrisean refused, she blocked him, ignored him, and did everything possible to avoid giving him that test. Now here's where it gets dark. Days after Ronnie made these claims public and started demanding a DNA test, he ended up dead. Not from natural causes, not from an accident. His death was ruled a homicide. He was found right outside his house under mysterious circumstances. The timing is suspicious as hell. He speaks out about being Junior's father, demands proof, gets ignored by Chrisean, and then suddenly he's dead before he can pursue legal action to get that test done. After Ronnie's death, the pressure on Chrisean intensified. People wanted answers. They wanted to know why she wouldn't just give a dead man's family closure by proving he wasn't the father. If Blueface was really Junior's dad, why not just do the test and shut everyone up? Instead, Chrisean posted a DNA test from 2023 that supposedly proved Blueface was the father. And for a while, people accepted it and moved on. But then Steve Wilkos got involved. For those who don't know, Steve Wilkos runs a show that deals with paternity tests and lie detector tests all the time. He knows how to verify these things. So, when Chrisean's 2023 DNA test started circulating, Steve decided to fact-check it. He called the hospital where the test was allegedly performed and asked them to verify the case number. And guess what? The hospital said that case number didn't match any of the information Chrisean provided. Different names, different date, completely fabricated. Let that sink in. Chrisean posted a fake DNA test. She literally created fraudulent documents to convince people that Blueface was Junior's father. That's not just lying on social media. That's potentially illegal. You can't forge medical documents and pass them off as real. But she did it anyway because she was desperate to maintain this narrative that Junior belonged to Blueface. The question is, why? Why go through all this trouble to fake DNA tests and avoid real ones if Blueface is actually the father? The answer is obvious, because he's not. Junior's real father was most likely Ronnie, and Chrisean knew it. She trapped Blueface with another man's baby, and she's been running this con ever since. Now we get to Karlissa, Blueface's mom. Karlissa has never liked Chrisean, and honestly, can you blame her? She watched her son get manipulated, watched Chrisean create chaos in his life, and watched this whole paternity situation play out knowing something wasn't right. So Karlissa decided to take matters into her own hands. She recently went on live and announced that she obtained a DNA sample from Junior and would be doing a grandparent DNA test to determine once and for all if Junior is related to her family. She didn't say how she got the sample, but she made it clear that she's handling this herself. Because Blueface and Chrisean have been going in circles for years, Karlissa said this test would resolve all the confusion and help them figure out the truth. And honestly, good for her. Someone needs to get to the bottom of this because Chrisean clearly has no intention of being honest about it. But it gets even better. Blueface's father, Jonathan, was also caught on camera trying to get a DNA sample. There's footage of him attempting to swab Junior's cheek while Chrisean was right there and didn't even notice. The man was literally sneaking around trying to collect evidence because they know Chrisean will never willingly cooperate with a legitimate test. Think about how wild that is. Blueface's entire family is so convinced that Junior isn't his child that they're resorting to secret DNA collection just to prove it. And Chrisean's response to all of this? Threats. She went on social media saying she's going to put hands on Karlissa the next time she sees her. She's talking about fighting a woman over a DNA test instead of just agreeing to do the test and proving everyone wrong. Chrisean tried to spin this like Karlissa's just mad that she moved on and has a new boyfriend named 3. She went on this whole rant about how Karlissa is jealous, how she's successful and living in a nice house in Baltimore, and how everyone is just hating on her. But none of that addresses the actual issue. If Blueface is Junior's father, why won't you do a legitimate DNA test? Why did you post a fake one? Why did you refuse to give Ronnie closure before he died? The mental gymnastics Chrisean is doing to avoid accountability is insane. She's claiming Karlissa only cares about money, that the whole family sees her as a dollar sign, that they don't view her as real family. But again, none of that explains why she won't just do the test. If anything, doing the test and proving Blueface is the father would give her more leverage, more credibility, and more legal standing for child support. So why avoid it unless you know the results won't be in your favor? People online are starting to connect the dots. They're realizing that Blueface has been telling the truth this whole time. He never bonded with Junior the way a father bonds with his child. Even when he and Chrisean were together, he kept Junior at arm's length. And when he got out of prison recently, he played along for a few days before reverting back to questioning the paternity. That's not the behavior of a man who knows he's the father. That's the behavior of a man who's been forced into a situation he never wanted. Karlissa made a good point during her live. She said if Chrisean has nothing to hide, she should just give Ronnie's family the test they asked for, so they could have closure and move on. Any reasonable person would do that. But Chrisean isn't reasonable. She's protecting a lie, and that lie is starting to crumble. Let's talk about the Zeus Network test again because that's important. Reality TV has a long history of manipulating situations for drama and ratings. It's entirely plausible that the producers worked with Chrisean to stage that DNA test result. They needed a storyline. They needed conflict. And what's more dramatic than a paternity reveal? So they allegedly fabricated the results. Chrisean went along with it because it served her narrative, and Blueface was stuck looking like the bad guy for denying his own child. But here's the thing about lies. They always catch up to you eventually. You can fake documents, you can stage tests for TV, you can threaten people who ask questions, but when someone like Karlissa decides to get a real, legitimate DNA test done through proper channels, the truth comes out. And that's exactly what's about to happen. The streets are saying that when Karlissa's test results come back, it's going to confirm what Blueface has been saying all along. Junior is not his son, and when that happens, Chrisean's entire world is going to collapse. She won't be able to claim child support from Blueface anymore. She won't be able to use Junior as a way to stay connected to him, and she'll have to face the fact that she's been lying to millions of people for years. What makes this even sadder is thinking about Junior in all of this. That little boy is caught in the middle of a situation he didn't ask for. He's being used as a pawn in his mother's scheme to trap a man who doesn't want her. And eventually, He's going to grow up and see all of this. He's going to watch the videos, read the tweets, and learn that his entire existence has been wrapped up in lies and manipulation. That's the real tragedy here. Chrisean could have avoided all of this. When Ronnie first asked for a DNA test, she could have just done it. If Blueface really was the father, the test would have proven it, and Ronnie would have had to back off. But she didn't do it because she knew what the results would show. She knew Ronnie was likely the real father, and admitting that would mean losing her connection to Blueface and all the benefits that come with being his baby mama. So instead, she let Ronnie die without answers. She faked DNA tests. She threatened anyone who questioned her. And she's been running this con for years, hoping that if she just held on long enough, people would stop asking questions. But Karlissa isn't stopping. Jonathan isn't stopping. And the truth isn't going away. There's also the matter of Ronnie's mysterious death. I'm not saying Chrisean had anything to do with it, because there's no evidence of that. But the timing is incredibly suspicious. He goes public demanding a DNA test, and days later he's found dead in a homicide. Who benefits from him being silenced? Who had the most to lose if he pursued legal action and forced a court-ordered paternity test? The questions write themselves. Chrisean's behavior throughout all of this has been textbook guilty conscience. Innocent people don't act like this. If you're telling the truth, you welcome opportunities to prove it. You don't avoid tests, fake documents, and threaten people who ask for proof. Her actions scream that she's hiding something, and that something is the fact that she baby-trapped the wrong man. Blueface has every right to be angry about this. Imagine being forced to claim a child that isn't yours, being dragged through the mud publicly for denying paternity, and having people call you a deadbeat when you're actually the victim of fraud. That's what he's been dealing with for years. And when the DNA results finally come out proving he was right, he deserves a massive apology from everyone who vilified him. The most frustrating part is that Chrisean could still come clean. She could admit that she made a mistake, that Junior's father was actually Ronnie, and that she's sorry for the deception. Would it be embarrassing? Absolutely. Would she face backlash? Without question. But at least she'd be telling the truth and giving Junior a chance to know his real family history. Instead, she's doubling down on the lies, threatening violence, and acting like the victim when she's the one who created this entire mess. Karlissa said something in her live that really stuck with me. She said they're all women working off emotions, and that's why this situation has gotten so ugly. But the difference is, Karlissa is trying to get to the truth. Chrisean is trying to hide it. One of those positions is defensible, the other isn't. When those DNA results come back, and they will come back, it's going to be one of the biggest vindication moments in social media history. Blueface will finally be proven right. Karlissa will be justified in all her suspicions. And Chrisean will be exposed as someone who faked paternity tests, trapped a man with another man's child, and let the real father die without acknowledgement. This whole situation is a perfect example of why honesty matters. If Chrisean had just told the truth from the beginning, none of this would be happening. Ronnie might still be alive and able to be a father to his son. Blueface wouldn't have wasted years dealing with paternity drama, and Junior would know who his real father is. But instead, we have this mess, all because one person decided that lying was easier than facing reality. So now we wait for Karlissa's DNA results. We wait to see if Chrisean finally admits the truth or continues to deny it even in the face of scientific evidence. And we wait to see how Blueface responds when he's finally, definitively proven right about something he's been saying for years. This story is far from over, but the ending is becoming pretty clear. The truth is coming out, whether Chrisean likes it or not. The DNA results are coming, and Star Savvy will be here when the truth finally drops. Don't miss the moment Chrisean's lies get exposed. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and turn on notifications so you're first to see what happens next.